Welcome to Success Avenue. Sometimes in life you will feel like you are behind. Sometimes you will look at other people's progress and feel like you started too late. Sometimes you will compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. And in that moment, most people do something dangerous. They give themselves permission to quit. They say, I am too late. They say, I missed my chance. They say, this is not for me anymore. They say, maybe this was never meant to happen for me. But today I want you to understand one powerful truth. You do not need the world's permission to begin again. You do not need perfect timing to start. You do not need to feel ready to take the next step. You only need to give yourself permission. Because the biggest wall between you and the life you want is not other people. It is not bad luck. It is not lack of talent. It is the permission you have been waiting for someone else to give you. So today we are going to talk about something that can change your life. Give yourself permission. This topic is for every person who has been waiting quietly for someone to say go ahead. This topic is for the person who has a dream but keeps postponing it, a goal but keeps doubting it, a vision but keeps shrinking it to fit other people's comfort. And while you listen, also practice your English with me. Listen carefully, repeat the powerful lines, say them out loud with confidence. This will train your English and rebuild your mindset at the same time. And if you want more videos like this for motivation, self-growth, and English practice, make sure you support this channel, Success Avenue, and stay connected. Give yourself permission to start before you feel ready. Most people are waiting for a feeling that may never arrive. They are waiting to feel confident before they speak. They are waiting to feel prepared before they apply. They are waiting to feel worthy before they try. But confidence is not a gift that arrives before action. Confidence is a reward that arrives after it. Think about this carefully. Nobody feels fully ready before their first day at a new job. Nobody feels fully ready before their first difficult conversation. Nobody feels fully ready before their first attempt at something new. Readiness is not a starting line. It is something you build while you are already moving. So if you are standing still, waiting for the day you finally feel ready, you may be standing still for years. Because the truth is uncomfortable but powerful. You will never feel 100% ready for the next level of your life. Not because you are not capable, but because the next level always requires a version of you that does not exist yet. That version is built through action, not through waiting. Give yourself permission today to take one imperfect step. Give yourself permission to speak with an accent while you are still learning. Give yourself permission to start a business without knowing everything. Give yourself permission to apply for the opportunity even if you feel underqualified. Give yourself permission to try something and do it badly at first, because badly done today becomes well done eventually, but only if you start. Many people are secretly waiting for someone to grant them permission. They want their parents to say it is safe. They want their friends to say it is smart. They want the world to say you are allowed. But nobody is coming with an official permission slip for your life. You must write it yourself. Say to yourself, I give myself permission to begin, even without guarantees. I give myself permission to be a beginner again. I give myself permission to be unsure and still take the step. This decision alone can change the direction of your entire life. Because once you stop waiting for readiness, you start collecting evidence. Small proof that you can handle more than you thought. And that evidence becomes the foundation for the next kind of permission you must give yourself. Give yourself permission to outgrow people. One of the hardest parts of growing is watching some relationships stay behind while you move forward. Nobody prepares you for this. Nobody tells you that as you build discipline, some people around you will feel distant. As you improve your mindset, some conversations will start to feel smaller. As you chase a bigger life, some people will quietly stop understanding you. And when this happens, many people panic. They think something is wrong with them. They think they are being arrogant. They think they should shrink themselves back down so nobody feels left behind. But listen carefully. Growth is not betrayal. Change is not disrespect. You are allowed to become someone new, even if it makes old relationships feel unfamiliar. You are allowed to outgrow conversations that only talk about problems and never about solutions. You are allowed to outgrow friend groups that celebrate comfort more than progress. You are allowed to outgrow versions of yourself that other people were comfortable controlling. This does not mean you become cold. It does not mean you disrespect anyone. It simply means you stop asking for permission to grow from people who are not growing themselves. Some people will understand your journey. Some people will not. And both of these outcomes are okay. You do not need everyone to walk with you. You only need to keep walking. Give yourself permission to build new habits, even if your old circle does not follow. Give yourself permission to wake up early, even if people call you extreme. Give yourself permission to say no to distractions, even if people call you boring. Give yourself permission to choose growth, even when it feels lonely at first. Because here is what nobody tells you. On the other side of outgrowing the wrong environment, you will meet people who match your new energy. But you will only meet them if you allow yourself to leave the room that was too small for who you are becoming. And once you learn to outgrow without guilt, you unlock the next permission, the one most people are the most afraid to give themselves. Give yourself permission to rest without earning it first. Many people believe rest is something you deserve only after you have proven yourself. They believe you must work yourself into exhaustion before you are allowed a single peaceful moment. They believe stopping means weakness. They believe slowing down means falling behind. So they push and push and push until their body forces them to stop, and even then, they feel guilty for resting. This mindset is not discipline. This mindset is self-destruction wearing the mask of hard work. Rest is not the opposite of progress. Rest is part of progress. A muscle does not grow while it is working. It grows while it is recovering. A mind does not create its best ideas while it is exhausted. It creates them in the quiet moments after rest. So give yourself permission to close your laptop without guilt. Give yourself permission to take one day where you do not chase anything. Give yourself permission to say, I am tired without adding I am also lazy or weak right after it. Being tired does not cancel your discipline. It simply means you are human, and humans were never designed to run at full speed without stopping. Many high achievers burn out not because they lacked ambition, but because they never gave themselves permission to rest before the exhaustion forced them to. Do not wait for your body to collapse before you allow yourself a break. Do not wait for a crisis to give yourself permission to breathe. Rest on purpose. Rest before you are forced to. Rest as a strategy, not as a punishment for finally admitting you are tired. Because a person who rests wisely can work for decades. A person who never rests eventually cannot work at all. Give yourself this permission today, and you will find something surprising. You return to your goals with more clarity, not less. And with that clarity comes the courage for the next permission, one that terrifies most people the most. Give yourself permission to change direction. Somewhere along the way, many people convince themselves that changing their path means they failed. They chose one career and feel trapped inside it forever. They started one goal and feel ashamed to choose a different one. They told people their plan 5 years ago and now feel embarrassed to admit the plan has changed. But listen closely. Changing direction is not the same as giving up. Quitting means you stop moving completely. Changing direction means you are still moving, just towards something that fits who you have become. You are allowed to evolve. The person who set that goal 3 years ago knew less than you know today. Of course, your direction might shift. That is not failure. That is growth doing exactly what growth is supposed to do. Give yourself permission to admit a goal no longer excites you. Give yourself permission to walk away from a path that made sense for an old version of you, but does not make sense anymore. Give yourself permission to start over in a new field, even if you already invested years somewhere else. Give yourself permission to say this is not working for me anymore without treating it as a personal failure. Many people stay stuck in the wrong direction for years simply because they are embarrassed to admit they need a new one. They keep walking a road they already know is wrong because turning around feels like losing. But staying on the wrong road out of pride is a much bigger loss than the temporary discomfort of changing course. Your life is not a straight line. It was never supposed to be. Give yourself permission to zigzag toward the life that actually fits you, instead of forcing yourself to follow a plan that was written by a version of you who did not yet know what you know now. And once you give yourself this freedom, you are ready for the permission that quietly builds your entire self-worth. Give yourself permission to be proud of small progress. Many people refuse to feel proud of themselves until they reach the finish line. They think, I will feel proud when I get the promotion. I will feel proud when I speak English fluently. I will feel proud when I reach my goal weight. I will feel proud when I finally succeed completely. But this mindset quietly punishes you the entire time you are working. It tells your mind that everything you are doing right now does not count yet. It tells your mind that today's effort is invisible until some future finish line arrives. This is exhausting, and worse, it is inaccurate. Progress is not only visible at the end. Progress is happening in every small rep, every practice sentence, every early morning, every moment you choose discipline instead of comfort. Give yourself permission to be proud that you showed up today, even if the results are not visible yet. Give yourself permission to feel proud of one honest hour of focus, even if the whole project is not finished. Give yourself permission to celebrate one difficult conversation you finally had, even if the outcome was not perfect. Waiting until the end to feel proud of yourself means you spend most of your journey feeling like you are not enough. And a person who constantly feels not enough eventually stops trying, not because they lack ability, but because the emotional cost becomes too heavy to carry. So change the rule today. Feel proud along the way. Feel proud of the version of you who kept going on the hard days. Feel proud of the version of you who practiced when nobody was watching. Feel proud of the version of you who is not finished yet, but is clearly no longer standing still. Because self-respect built along the journey becomes the fuel that carries you to the very last permission, the one that protects everything you have built so far. Give yourself permission to protect your peace. Somewhere in the journey of trying to grow, many people forget one important thing. Not every opportunity deserves your yes. Not every conversation deserves your energy. Not every person deserves access to your mind. Not every situation deserves your emotional investment. You are allowed to say no without a long explanation. You are allowed to walk away from environments that constantly drain you. You are allowed to protect your focus from people who only bring chaos. You are allowed to choose silence instead of arguing with someone who is not trying to understand you, only trying to win. Give yourself permission to disappoint people in order to protect your peace. Give yourself permission to skip an event that would cost you more energy than it gives back. Give yourself permission to end a conversation that has stopped being respectful. Give yourself permission to remove yourself from situations that quietly damage your confidence, even if leaving looks unusual to other people. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It is responsible. You cannot build a strong future with a mind that is constantly overwhelmed, constantly defending itself, constantly absorbing other people's chaos. Peace is not something that finds you by accident. Peace is something you must protect on purpose, the same way you protect your goals, your time, and your discipline. So today, give yourself full permission. Permission to start before you feel ready. Permission to outgrow people who no longer match your growth. Permission to rest without waiting for exhaustion to force it. Permission to change direction without calling it failure. Permission to feel proud of small progress along the way. And permission to protect your peace, even when it means disappointing someone else. Because here's the truth that changes everything. You have been waiting your whole life for someone to say you are allowed. Nobody is coming with that permission. You already have it. You always had it. Give it to yourself today, and watch how differently you move through the rest of your life. If this gave you strength today, stay connected with Success Avenue. Keep learning, keep practicing your English, and keep giving yourself permission to become who you are meant to be. Your growth is not behind schedule. It is simply beginning right now.